There's some 7 chords. Just experiment a little bit with those. Well, the windshield wipers slapping at a tempo, keeping her with the song on the radio. Oh, what's that one? Nope. Hey, hi. Oh, gotta keep rolling. It's my favorite Eddie Rabbit tune. That chord structure for that song is pretty simple too. It's just E, A, back to E, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a C sharp in there. Actually, I think it's a C sharp minor. Yep, C sharp minor, back to A. So yeah, if you want to play the C sharp minor, best place to locate it, to do the C sharp minor is just, here's your C at the 5th fret, right? Well, half step up to the sharp would just be the 6th fret bar. C sharp is the same thing as D flat. So you got D here, back step, a half step, and that is the D flat, which is the same thing as C sharp. To play that, I play my minor keys, my minor chords the same way as I do my A minor, which you just take a C shape, play C. Now take the fat off your second finger, press down both the 3rd and the 4th string together, and you get your minor chord. Now slide that up for the C sharp minor. Slide it up to the 6th fret. That's C sharp minor. I love it. So there, I mean, you learn that just by experimenting with chords and say, well, it sounds like this right here. What is it's got to work the same way up here, right? Just makes it easier on you. Figure out what works for you. There's different ways you could finger these minor chords. I mean, you ain't just got to do it the way I'm doing it. Study a chord chart and figure out which way is right for you. Or easier. But it works all the way up the neck that way. So, what do we got in store today? Let's go over to fretting strum. And we're just going to play today. We're not going to worry about getting anything perfect or anything like that. We're going to play, take a song and just play it. And experiment with it in different chord structures. Let's take a song, after we get done with the fretting strum, let's take a song like, I always do Mountain Dew. Because it's an easy song to do. 1-4-5 chord progression. And it's easy to follow, easy to keep up with a steady rhythm. And we're going to experiment with that song in different chords, in different keys. So that way you kind of get a feel that you don't have to necessarily play it the way it has always been written, or that way you just transpose it to yourself. You tailor the music to yourself. So let's play that fretting strum. Let's warm up a little bit, and let's do it together. We strike a string, first string. You strum a chord from the 4th string down, and you pull your thumb out the 5th string. It's nice and relaxed. It's quarter note, 2/8 notes. So we count 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. And y'all y'all already know that when I do these videos, there's no script. I don't have anything written. I'm not real prepared, but I just go along with the flow and just go where it wants to go. Relax, guys. Now, when we're experimenting with the banjo, some of the questions you probably have is, how do I get good volume out of my banjo? Well, for one, don't stuff your pot. Don't put anything in your pot. Nothing back here. Because if you do, why would you want to muffle it like this? Take everything out of that pot. Don't just stuff it. And it also has to do with how you're doing your hand here. You have control of all of that with this one hand. And there's two positions on here to get two different sounds out of this thing. If you want a nice warm tone, you play closer to the neck. You get a bright tone, which is somehow, which is actually close to the traditional banjo sound, that bright sound, twangy sound. So you just experimenting around, move back and forth. So you got a range here to get different voices already. So now you can mess around with the chords and stuff to get different flavors. So you stay. So let's do an E chord. And I know that fifth string's still a G and it's kind of classy, but somehow kind of works. So the E major chord, how do you play that? It's very simple. If you know how to do your C, play a C chord. Now take your first finger, move it off the second string first fret to the third string first fret. How easy is that? Within one single move, you get different chords. How easy is this? And you get it all muddled together. There's no right or wrong here. Experiment, have fun. Don't be afraid to play out your comfort zone. I've done videos on tradition. I talked about how traditions are set up. Traditions are fine. But you want to be the one that starts the new traditions. The traditions became popular traditions because somewhere down the line somebody started something new. Somebody was a trendsetter that has turned it into a tradition. You want to be the one that starts it. I know there's not a person on here watching this video right now that wants to stay within. No, I must play the song in the key of G, and I must use light brush strokes, and I must only play the melody between the third and fourth string. I should never embark. Come out. Don't be afraid. And if anybody ever talks badly about that you're not a true banjo player or you're not a true musician if you don't keep it in the style of so-and-so, so-and-so, forget them. Move on. Surround yourself with other people that's going to encourage you to play music the way you want to play it. Individuality. Tailor it to you. So let's play this E chord. Alright? Don't worry about that fifth string. It can sound classy. Now, take your pinky finger. You want to add a little bit of flavor to this. Play that seventh chord. Just drop it down on the second string, 3rd fret. How easy is this? You've already got you a 7 chord. Now 7 chords are pretty cool because they could be used as a lead-in to give somebody the feeling that something is about to happen. It's like if you're playing a D. It gives you the feeling that something's going to happen there. And every chord has a 7th chord. It has a 7th to it. No, I don't know them all on the banjo. I'm not ashamed to say. I don't know everything. But the C, if you do a C chord, you take your pinky finger. Guy's doing nothing but just sitting and watching everybody else do the work. Finally put him to work. And put him on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. C7. And there's also a cool lick you can do with that. I wasn't trying really hard there at all. Through practice. Practice is not work unless you make it work. Practice is to get you familiar with everything. So it'll be easy to you. It'll be instinctive. Practice just makes everything familiar. So devote yourself. And that's just a pull off. See how everything comes together? To do that pull off, I'm simply putting a rest on the strike. The rhythm does not change. The rhythm count stays the same. You're just putting a quarter note rest. And then adding a quarter note pull off. Through experimentation, you learn how to play with the rhythms a little bit. And all of a sudden you start to pick up on things that you never thought were possible for you. That rhythm there, that rest, actually was my turning point with banjo. Because before I did that, I was about to give up. I didn't think I was ever going to get this rhythm. My hand was just fumbling. But I kind of took a step backwards and went kind of in reverse with this. I started learning the more difficult, one of the more advanced things to help me get through the most. Sometimes you gotta. I don't know if this is the right thing to say if you take a step backwards to move forwards. I don't know. But for me, when I learned that, I started hearing how the rhythm was connected in the pattern there. That all of a sudden, I just fell into a pocket. The rhythm doesn't change at all. So when you do chords, just mess around, just keep the steady rhythm. I'm playing the wrong notes for the C chord. I'll name my mistakes to you, and I will never cover them up. Never. So we'll do another. Let's do another chord. Let's do F. Now F is a stair step. And I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring it up closer to the camera so you can see. It's a stair step. Right here. Break it down. 2nd string 1st fret. 3rd string 2nd fret. 4th string 3rd fret. And take your pinky down to the 1st string 3rd fret. That's your F. Let's just hold that chord position for a second. Kind of get your fingers used to where they are. Now I want to do the chord progression F, B flat, back to F, to C. Go from F, B flat, Let's not worry about the fretless strum for right now. Let's just worry about doing this. You see the B flat chord that I'm doing? It's real easy. I'm just taking my pinky and laying it across the 3rd fret for a bar chord, allowing me to reach that F in time. And of course, you know the C chord. So there you go. You have another 1-4-5 chord progression in a different key that you can mess around with. There's a big old hardwood tree down the road here from me, where you lay down $1 or 2. You go round the bend and you come back again. There's a jug full of good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that old Mountain Dew. Yes, they do. Every man refuse it or few. And I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. Different flavor there from this. Well, there's a big old hollow tree down the road here for me, where you lay down $1. It's a different flavor from that. Experiment with these chords. They're pretty cool. Did you know? I know about 3 different ways you can play a C, and that's about as far as I know. You go up to the 10th fret, C, yeah, right there. Slide up the F shape. Now you know your F shape, right? That's the best way to explain this to you. If you know your F shape, slide it up to the 10th fret. That is your C. That's 3 different ways you can play a C right there that I know to show you. There is probably more to count. Study chord charts. They're all over the place. There's a bunch of them online too. Download them, print them out, study them, experiment with them. Let's see if we do Mountain Dew in the key of D. Now when I do my D, I do a power D. You can play traditional, which is the 3rd finger on the 1st string 3rd fret, your 2nd finger on the 2nd string, I'm sorry, this is the 4th fret, I apologize. The 1st string on the 4th fret, mashed down on the 3rd finger. The 2nd finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and your 1st finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. That's your D chord. Now take your 3rd finger off. Get your power D chord, which allows that 3rd finger to help you do hammer-ons. So there's a big old hollow tree down the road here for me, where you lay down $1 or 2, and you go round the bend and you come back again. There's a jug full of good old Mountain Dew. I didn't change. I stayed on that D for a little while. See, I just played with it. Kind of gives it a different mood. That D kind of makes it more, you know, kind of mysterious, more drive, you know. There's a big old hollow tree down the road here for me, where you lay down $1 or 2. Or you can switch to the A. Don't sing off key like I did. It's okay. I'm not embarrassed by it. You just change keys. I think the chord progression, if it was to do it in D, without changing it, would be D to G, D to A. There's a big old hollow tree down the road here for me, where you lay down $1 or 2, and you go around the bend and you come back again. There's a jug full of good old Mountain Dew. Yeah, that's it. Well, they call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it or few. If you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. And how you play the A, you just do a bar chord across the 2nd fret. Now just forget all the off-key singing that I'm doing. I'm terrible singing. I'm more of a songwriter than a singer, but I like to play and sing. Go figure. But you get the idea. Experiment with these chords. And the rhythm does not leave this. No matter how far you go in your learning, how experienced you get, just one key factor remains the same. Stay within the pocket. Stay within this rhythm. You can experiment with it to make it sound different, yes. But just never forget the basics. Practice them. More lessons to come next week. We're going to dive into some hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff within the chords more than I did today. But you don't have to wait on me next week. I mean, there's countless videos, I'm sure, of people that show you how to do it. Just go out there, learn music. Go out there, no matter who teaches you, who shows you, enrich yourself with music. It's a beautiful thing. I've had it for all my life, and I've never had a moment to where music hasn't touched my life in some way. Whether it's a bad day, good day, and just whatever, music's been there. Big part of my life. So, now that damn, what do you call that? Anyway, foggy brain. So, love you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on. Practice the chords, study a chord chart. Next week, I'll see y'all again. We're going to do some pull-offs and hammer-ons within the chords. Some more playing and singing, because to me, that's what it's all about. Letting loose, having fun. And remember to see our website for instruments for sale. The Fender's still for sale. The Ibanez acoustic still for sale. And the Rosen's still up for sale. Be sure to check those out. And be sure you give them instruments a good home, because they deserve it. I'm into the guitar conservation. So, remember to check it out on Facebook, Stranger Strange, Facebook/Stranger Strange 22. Keep updated on everything that's going on, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. If not, I'm glad to see you anyways. All my passers-by, thank you for at least coming by and seeing me for at least 2 minutes out of the 15-minute video. Thank you very much, guys. And I can't believe it's been almost 4 years of porch picking, and it's been changed a lot, you know. But banjo lessons are coming. Porch Pickin summer camp is going to make a return come June. You don't want to miss that. I'll go through some more songs and try to play them once through. See, just to show y'all how, inspire y'all to do the same. That's what Porch Pickin summer camp's all about. Just printing out your favorite song, picking and grading, playing and singing it. And it's not really about me teaching you how to play the song, but trying to enrich you and inspire you to go to play and sing some more. And I think one of my jobs here is to teach you the tools you need to go out there and learn how to play these songs. I had to do it. I had to learn it myself, and I still play just chords and stuff. I don't know hardly any melody runs or anything like that. I just play, and I enjoy it. And thank you so much for clicking on. I'm done rambling. I love y'all. Goodbye. Keep playing, guys.